Great. I think the cool thing about that is just you felt the energy in the room, the amount of women sitting in there and so passionate about being a leader in their space, whether it was sport, whether it's business, whatever it is. I think that was what's so cool about it. And obviously getting to sit next to Annika on stage is pretty special for myself. So,
it's almost ironic. The WNBA kept insisting Caitlin Clark should just stay locked into basketball, stay neatly inside the role they imagined for her. As if she was supposed to just smile, be grateful, and not disturb the structure too much. Then she casually picks up a golf club one day, and suddenly the entire world is paying attention again. No major promotion, no league marketing machine, no carefully orchestrated media push. She simply stepped onto the course, took a swing, and instantly the whole environment shifted toward her. Spectators leaned past the ropes. Players paused mid-warm-up. Everyone could see exactly who the real attraction was. And I guarantee you, somewhere inside the WNBA offices, Cathy Engelbert stared at her screen thinking, perfect, now she's drawing crowds in a completely different sport too. Because here's the part people inside that league hate to acknowledge, Caitlin Clark isn't famous because she's in the WNBA. The WNBA is receiving global attention because Caitlin Clark exists in it. And when that gravity follows her into golf, that's when the fear sets in. When Caitlin approached that tee box at the LPGA Pro-Am, the atmosphere didn't just shift, it tightened. People expected something playful, something light-hearted. A friendly moment, a little swing, polite claps, and done. But her focus was something else entirely. The way she planted her feet, the quiet steadiness in her posture, you could see intention. She wasn't there to act cute for cameras. She came to compete, and the moment her club connected with the ball, the sound alone made everyone freeze. Clean, crisp, confident. The ball didn't just go far, it traveled with purpose. Straight, measured, powerful. Instantly, heads swiveled, professionals paused, fans whispered to each other, and that universal athlete expression appeared everywhere. Oh, she's not here for a photo op. That was the moment the narrative pivoted, because Caitlin wasn't acting like some invited celebrity guest. She performed like a competitor who could excel in whichever arena she chooses. Her presence wasn't just commanding attention, it was directing it. Not because of promotional machinery, not because of league narratives, and definitely not because anyone manufactured the moment. It was purely her star power. And when someone proves that their spotlight follows them no matter the setting, that isn't just impressive, it's leverage. The LPGA recognized that instantly, which is why they handled her in a way the WNBA still cannot comprehend. The LPGA didn't hesitate, didn't tiptoe, didn't try to balance attention like they feared jealousy. They understood exactly what they were dealing with, value. So they paired her with Nelly Korda, the #1 golfer in the world. That wasn't coincidence. That was strategy. They put Caitlin beside the face of their sport because they weren't intimidated by her presence. They embraced it. Crowds weren't just watching, they were forming dense lines down the fairway. Fans stood shoulder to shoulder, buzzing with energy, anticipation, and an excitement that felt unmanufactured, raw and real. Here's the difference. The LPGA didn't shrink her moment. They didn't try to contain it, redirect it, or dilute it. They boosted it. They highlighted her. They recognized that her light helped the entire sport shine brighter. They leaned all the way in. Meanwhile, the WNBA treated her popularity like a threat that needed to be controlled instead of an opportunity waiting to explode. The LPGA treated her like a gift. The WNBA treated her like a problem. Caitlin Clark didn't quietly tiptoe into the WNBA. She arrived with the most hype the league had ever seen. Record-breaking viewership, unbelievable ticket demand, merchandise disappearing instantly, arenas selling out for the first time ever. She brought a tidal wave, and instead of riding it, the league pretended there was barely a ripple. Veteran players were physical with her immediately. Not normal competitive physical, targeted physical. Extra bumps, unnecessary contact, full court aggression aimed directly at her, and the league said nothing. No fines, no warnings, no public protection for the player generating their biggest numbers in decades. Meanwhile, commentators pushed narratives claiming her fame was exaggerated, that she wasn't special, that her supporters were casual fans who didn't matter, all while every arena she walked into sold out instantly. That wasn't just mishandling, it was delusion. The league had a cultural phenomenon and acted like it was a scheduling inconvenience. Caitlin didn't complain, she didn't lash out, she kept hooping, but fans noticed, sponsors noticed, executives noticed. So when Caitlin stepped into another sport and the LPGA responded with open arms, "We're thrilled you're here," the contrast echoed worldwide. And that contrast is exactly what launched Cathy Engelbert into panic mode. Because while Caitlin was shining on that golf course, Kathy was somewhere checking numbers, updating projections, and firing off emails with subject lines like, urgent, media optics discussion, when LPGA broadcasts spiked, when attendance surged, when highlight clips went viral not because of golf itself but because Caitlin Clark was present. It hit Kathy with the force of an unexpected salary cap audit. Caitlin's star power does not belong exclusively to the WNBA. It belongs to the public, and nothing terrifies a commissioner more than the public realizing they don't need your league to watch the player they love. Suddenly sponsors started asking questions. Can we use Caitlin without the WNBA? Can we build campaigns across multiple sports? Should we divert budgets toward golf? And that is the real panic button, because the WNBA hasn't just benefited from Caitlin's popularity, they've been relying on it for survival. Dependency without control, that's every commissioner's nightmare. Suddenly, Kathy's carefully balanced spotlight management started to feel less like leadership and more like fear. Fear of a reality where the league's biggest revenue driver doesn't actually need the league. Meanwhile, in the golf world, Caitlin was treated like she fully belonged, and that matters more than most realize. On that course, she wasn't a target. She wasn't the storyline people debated. She wasn't the rookie trying to prove herself. She was simply an athlete among athletes. Nelly Korda didn't see her as competition for attention, she saw her as a partner in elevating the moment. Players laughed with her, shared tips, welcomed her into their space. No jealousy, no side eyes, no prove you belonged energy. Respect came automatically. The difference was visible in Caitlin's shoulders, her expression, the ease in her posture. She looked like someone finally exhaling. Compare that to a WNBA season where every game felt like a test. Hard fouls, dismissive commentary, constant attempts to diminish her influence. Caitlin never had to fight for space in golf. She didn't have to justify herself or shrink to make others comfortable. She was allowed to shine naturally. When an athlete is truly appreciated, understood, and welcomed, they never forget it. Then came the invitation that changed everything, not from anyone, but from Michael Jordan. Not just the greatest basketball player ever, but the blueprint for turning athletic excellence into generational impact. Jordan invited Caitlin to Grove 23, the private course where champions, investors, owners, and power brokers meet. If the LPGA event was a spotlight, Grove 23 is the boardroom. You aren't invited there because you're popular, you're invited because you're significant. Jordan recognized what the WNBA refused to see. Caitlin Clark isn't just a high-scoring guard. She's a cultural force, and Jordan didn't just play golf with her, he discussed. Jordan wasn't alone. Business leaders noticed too. Caitlin's crossover impact sent a clear message to sponsors. This is not a league-driven star. This is a consumer-driven star. That distinction changes everything. When a league creates a star, the league controls the value. When the public creates a star, the league just tries to keep up. Nike, golf marketers, event organizers, everyone saw Caitlin's pro-am impact and started discussing multisport positioning. Not Caitlin Clark, WNBA guard, but Caitlin Clark, global sports figure, Serena-level positioning, Tiger-level influence, Naomi Osaka-level potential. And the WNBA didn't build that, Caitlin did, which means she can take it anywhere. That's where sponsors start asking the dangerous question, what if Caitlin spends more time in golf? Because the answer is obvious, the audience follows her. Not the league, not the broadcast deals, her. That reality makes one rivalry look completely different. While Caitlin was expanding her universe, someone else was watching closely and reacting emotionally. Angel Reese didn't need a press conference or a microphone. Her timing, tone, and attempts to insert herself into moments not her own made her reaction clear. While Caitlin quietly built relationships with legends, Angel measured shadows and attention, trying to keep pace in a race she wasn't prepared for. This is the difference. Caitlin builds quietly. Angel reacts loudly. Caitlin elevates every space she enters. Angel questions why she isn't the center. One grows. One clings. Angel is talented, competitive, marketable. No one denies that. But there's a difference between being popular and being undeniable. Caitlin is undeniable, not because of media hype or marketing, but because the crowd responds instantly. Angel wants respect. Caitlin attracts it. That's why one gets invited to Grove 23 while the other is left reacting. Kathy Engelbert must now face it. There are stars, there are icons, and then there are drivers. Drivers don't just play, they make the league revolve around them. Caitlin Clark is a driver. Attendance surges, record-breaking TV ratings, sold-out arenas, merchandise booms, influx of new fans. All Caitlin. She didn't rise inside the WNBA system. The WNBA rose because she arrived. And that's the exact scenario Kathy tried to avoid. When one player becomes the engine, the league needs her more than she needs the league. Fans know it. Sponsors know it. Executives know it. And Caitlin definitely knows it. She doesn't need to leave the WNBA to show her power. Just step into another sport. The spotlight follows. So what's next for Caitlin Clark? Her golf return this year isn't a side project, it's strategic positioning. Positioning for brand expansion, ownership-level influence, and a multisport legacy few athletes achieve. But the key is reconnecting directly with fans who've supported her from Iowa to the pros. Not through marketing, speeches, or PR, but through presence, smiles, joy, accessibility, and the signature thank you she gives every child waiting behind the rope. Caitlin's power isn't just athletic, it's relational. People don't just watch her, they feel included. That's why she will outlast hype cycles, media swings, league politics, and petty rivalries. Fans will follow her wherever she goes: golf, basketball, appearances, anything. Now the WNBA has two options: evolve with her or fall behind. Caitlin Clark isn't staying in anyone's lane.